GINs, outwalkers in seconds. Lads, stop entertaining them, you nugget. Doesn't matter what steroids he takes, doesn't matter. It's all about in here. It's what it's about at the end of the day. You've got to have the courage to step up and be counted. You can run your mouth off all over, but when it comes to the crunch, what are you going to do? Do you understand what I mean? And as I say, if I was in that space, if I was thinking I'm a fighter, if I was thinking I'm a gangster, if I was thinking I'm this big, notorious, powerful gangster, I'd be in that space being that thing, wouldn't I? I don't think I'm a big gangster. I don't think I'm a big hard fighter. So I'm not in them spaces. So when you've got idiots that don't belong in them spaces themselves, trying to drag you into them spaces, it's these moments where you go jog on helmets. Doesn't matter if he thinks you're going to win, he thinks you won't, she thinks you will, all that's bullshit. Doesn't bother me. I know what I'm about, and he knows what he's about, and he knows for a fact if he stood toe to toe with me, it's over for him. What's coming out of his mouth and all that, ignore that. It's what's in here. I've only got to shout about him and he goes white. Trust me. I've only got to go and knock at his mum's front door, and that's it. He'll shut up for the rest of his life about me. I just haven't done that. Why? Because I'm not in that life. He's going to scream and shout about everything at someone that's not in that life, like you've seen. You know, he screams about me like he screams about DHB. And who's DHB? Exactly. Who's I? Do you understand what I'm saying to you? I'm just a kid who's had a mad life, trying to raise his kids and get on with life. Any helmet comes screaming at me, I've responded, I've reacted like a nugget. Give them energy, give them more relevance, give them more click, more traffic. Done it for the last decade. It's not going, like, you can see me getting away from it, can't you? You can see me coming up. Who's speaking sensible? Who's speaking mature? Who's speaking with the morals weeping out of what he's saying? I'll say no more. Yes, Catherine, Donna, Lulu, Jason, morning mate. Got people coming in here shouting 100k. What day is it? What day is it? Monday. What happens to cokeheads when they're alone and they're charged up? What do? They chat shit, major shit. So what you've got, again, a coke fiend on his live, charged up, shades on, bit drunk, chatting major poo. 100 grand. You haven't got 100 grand, dickhead. Don't even want 100 grand. Get back to the country, do your jail. While you're in jail, because you're going to jail, you helmet, you're an idiot. You're going to jail for nonsensical crimes again. So when you go to jail for them nonsensical crimes, get yourself fit and strong, come out the other side, and then prove everyone right that you got to me. Until then, helmet, I wouldn't even step to you. Why? Because I wouldn't want to hospitalise you and go to prison for you. Because that's what had happened. You're smoking 40 bifters a day. You're sniffing and drinking every weekend. You're eating like your dad before he died. Scumbag. Do you understand what I'm saying, people? We can all get nasty. Just like that. Is it worth it though? Should I lower myself to his standards? Shit. You're investing in him. You're investing in a failure, mate. But alone. Keep it real, people. Keep it real. We've got all the trolls kicking in, thinking it's going to agitate me, provoke me, make me get kicked off my life. I'm not allowing it. You see, I allow them every time. This time I'm not allowing them. Let's see if they like it for the next year where I'm not allowing them. On site, I'll see you then. Until then, run your mouth off. Scream about me. Scream what you like about me. There's nothing you can say that is going to persuade my people to turn on me. Nothing. You've said it all. You know, you're there watching. You've said it all. You know, you've made false accusations about me when I first got out of prison. Absolutely tried to sabotage the message. You've done loads of things that should have provoked me to come out and put you to bed. But I refuse to do so. Why? Because you're a helmet. I'm not doing a 35 wreck for a dickhead. Especially one like you with your name. Oh, you got spice heads all over the gaff thing, solid. You got dickheads from prison that were ruined off the spice. And they're out here now thinking they're gangsters. Weird, mate. Honest to God. Oh, they're all coming in now, look. Let me just get rid of them. The Hardys. That's who I've got to start blaming now. I've got to look at the people around him who keep on mentioning him. I've got to look at the people, when I'm getting trolled and I know it's on behalf of him, I've got to start looking at the people around him now. Because I can scream and shout about him to stop it all day and he's just not listening because that's the way he is, he's a clickbaiting rat. But no, I can start looking at Dave Doran and suspecting Dave Doran of targeting me behind the scenes, trolling me. And I can start looking at Darren Hardy, and start thinking to myself, now is Darren Hardy and Dave Doran targeting me for him? Do I need to start targeting Darren Hardy and Dave Doran? Because I've got enough in abundance to start screaming and shouting about these two, haven't I? Now, yeah, I know what you're saying, but you've got no proof it's these. I don't give a... You know, I'm talking to the Stalker's bird. She's given me enough I need to know about him and the kid. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I could start going left or right with this. You know, I could start highlighting the fact that where is Darren Hardy's child? Where is that disabled girl? Where's she gone? Why was she thrown on the screen for years? In a bad position, in a bad way, in a bad mess for a young girl. Why was she thrown all over social media? And now the police and social services are involved. And that's why the kid's not on social media no more. What's going on there? Does anyone know the truth like I do? Now there's reasons why I keep my mouth shut. Because I can't be arsed getting involved in fraudulent. Alongside Dave. There's loads I can scream about Dave. You know most of it. You just don't know how sick he is in the head and what he goes through when he's amongst it. When you're a taker in that place, you take a lot of mad shit. So I could start going either way or one, can't I? Is it worth it? What am I getting involved with when I start participating with them? Criminality. If I do a live with any of them, who am I speaking to? A criminal that takes drugs and gives drugs to people. Why would I want to do that? Why would I want to engage with any of them? And there's loads of knobheads like David Doolan. Let's get him in the live, see what he's saying. Come in the live, David Doolan, 860. Wind your neck in and answer the question. Come in the live and I'll answer it for you. Don't sit down there like a little beaut. Sitting down there. Come with your camera on, your little smackhead. Never worth it. They all want to be down at their level. I'm not on their level. I've just offered him live and he tried to come in a little snide thing down there in the corner. Mad, aren't he? Yes, Amber. Oh, 3% on the phone, people. Where's my battery? Little creatures, aren't they? Choose a life, not a knife, people. Keep your young men away from drugs. Encourage your boyfriends to swerve the drugs if they're involved in it. Educate them what's important. A nice long life with you. Yes, Donna. Kaz. He's just a up, innit? Innit, David Doolan? Just a up, aren't you? Hey. That's what I normally have following them. Yes, Kieran. Sam Jones. I don't even know why people are like him are in here. Why are you even coming into my live, like? You're not even on this wavelength. You know, you're in the gutter with that crowd of fucking junkies, mate. So why are you even coming in here? Yes, Shorty Bakes. Lottie, don't waste your energy. Laugh and move on, says Lynn. The weird, aren't they, Roland? Think about it, lad. Look how many little weird people have clicked in here. And they're all grown men. It's Monday morning. They've had a mad weekend. They started on the Friday and recovered on the Saturday. But then it followed over. Now it's gone Friday, Saturday, and then used to recover on the Sunday. But now it's followed over. Now it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Recover Monday. And that's what I'm dealing with at the moment. Loads of fans that wish they could be me. And I've got nothing but me energy, me character, me personality, and me heart. They don't want to be me because I've got a good watch on. They don't want to be me because I've got box clothes on or expensive designer labels. They want to be me because I'm potent. Pure energy, pure inspiration, motivation. And next year, that's all it's going to be. First year of my next 10-year plan kicks in next year, 2026. Got out in 2016. The day I was released, my 10-year plan began. Here I am 9 years later. Have I achieved what I wanted to achieve? No. Why? Because I've let myself get dragged left, right and centre by idiots. Slowed my process down, never stopped it. Tried their hardest to derail it and cancel it, but I didn't let them. It just slowed right down, and that's why I started running a marathon, so it's helped me. I was sprinting when they were cancelling me. They're burnt out now. What are your goals this year, mate? The goals I never achieved. Employment. I achieved my employment goals, but then got laid off. And then my own qualifications that I'd gained myself to be a PT. I'm A-level on health and fitness. I'm fully qualified fitness instructor. But probation and the police shut me thing down and wouldn't let me start it until my licence condition was over. By the time my licence condition was over, Choose a Life, Not a Knife has got people trying to shoot me dead. So now I can't be a PT. Now I can't have a 9-to-5 job. Why? Because if I go to that workplace at 9 o'clock every morning, 3 weeks later or something, I'm shot dead. So one goal I never achieved was employment. I've had to try and be entrepreneurial on social media. Initially, I was just on social media, not asked about money, screaming, choose a life, not a knife. 2 years ago, kids started popping up in my life, started using my platforms to try and make some money to fend for me kids. But because I'm screaming, choose a life, not a knife, offending all these so-called Irish mafia, Liverpool cartel, all these big solid gangsters in the city of Liverpool. Because I've been going at them, everything's just 10 times difficult for me, innit? What goals have I achieved that I'd never thought I'd achieve? children. So when I was standing in the dock and I've been getting told by my barrister, you're getting a 35 to 40 recommendation life sentence. The only thing I was thinking about when I stood up is the fact I've got no children outside. And I'd resigned myself to the fact I'm never going to have kids. So then I've gone away, done me 18 years, come back out the other side, didn't even think I'd have any chance of having children. Why? Because all my brothers were spitting kids out from an early age, and I wasn't. So I always thought I was the one that weren't going to have kids. So I've got out 2 years into me plan, boom, little Quintus popped up, young boy, went through a madness with his ma, all the shit, can't see him, not because of me, because the mum, and a group of Cashman's family, that was a friends I didn't know. And I'll get myself some mad shitty situations. 2 years later, bang, a Laura pops up. And when you've got plans and you're on this process and this path, and such an important gift like children is given to you, it just derails your plans, your priorities, everything goes away. Your priority is now this gift that you've been given. And them two children sort of give me a reaffirmation that I've been rewarded for making the right choices going forward. The fact I've just gone through all that horrendous shit there is the fact that my man granted me a child because he always knew I always wanted a child. Because I've took them steps, because I've proved myself along this way, he's granted me a child. And I'm not going to neglect that in any way I can at all. Obviously, I've become entrepreneurial, haven't I? Set my own business up 4 years ago with the help of someone. L5aliveoriginal.com, a clothing brand, clothing store. You can go and see it, L5aliveoriginal.com, that's what it's called. L5original.com. That's my shop. But due to dickheads like the Pillar and rats, gangsters, gangbangers, whatever, derailed. So we haven't really been able to earn a good living for years. It's not that I'm work shy. I'm not work shy. Just only certain types of work I can do. I've been out trying to get my CSC card 3 times. Get myself a little night cocky job somewhere in town or something like that. Criminal record, they're all up for me. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm in a little mad space. I don't live off crime. I've got no crime associates. I've got no family members. They're all gone, sacrificed. I don't associate with no criminals. Every so often I'll get back on the weed, so I'll have to associate with a weed dealer. But that's it, do you understand? I don't receive no backing off drug dealing criminals from my past. I don't receive no funds. I don't receive nothing. It's just me trying to fend myself and raise a family without employment on the benefit system. I'm ashamed to say, obviously, trying to make money on TikTok. And I can't because the rats out there keep on getting me shut down, which prevents me having a regular stream, which prevents me banking to get me out of this shitty supported accommodation and get me into my own place where I can have my kids over for the night. So me going forward, I've got loads of opportunity to make my life a lot better and pleasing without money. Obviously money is going to make everything 10 times easier for me. But going forward, I've got loads of things in my life that's going to make me a very happy man. The people that are attacking me haven't. Do you understand? They haven't lost what they've had through the consequences of their actions. They've lost what they've had because the dickhead's on drugs, leaving a shit life. I lost everything because of the consequences of my actions. I can gain all that back. Now I've changed my ways. They can't. Philip's just he's 39 years old, still on drugs, still committing petty crimes, still getting put in prison. He's got kids. You have a kid that's meant to change you. Meant to change you, everything. Your whole outlook on life gets pushed aside. Why? Because now you've got a kid. You don't take drugs. Why? Because I've got a kid. You're not committing crime. Why? Because you don't want to go to prison. Why? Because you've got a kid. And anyone that's not on that page is nothing but idiot. Oh, I'm committing a crime so I can buy my kid a pram, is it? Oh, I'm committing crime so my kid can have a good life. Your kid has a good life when you're in his presence, not because of the shit toys you bought him. Your kid would rather have you next to him with no toys at all for Christmas instead of loads of toys at Christmas and you sat in a cell like a dickhead. Trust me on that. So don't come with the bullshit excuse, oh, I'm doing this for my children. Nah, your children will love you poor. You're running around making money because you're materialistic bullshitter and you don't feel right unless you've got a new clothes on. You don't feel right unless you've got new trainees on. That's what makes you feel fulfilled. The fact you've got a watch on your wrist, you idiot. I've got a watch there. I can put a watch on my wrist and I'll look 10 times better than any of yous with a watch on my wrist. I'll look 10 times better than any of them with a designer rig out on me. Do you understand what I'm saying to yous? I'll look 100 times better than all that show off their materialistic shit. Why? Because no one's ever seen me in it. The minute I put it on, I look 10 times brighter than all of them. Do you understand? Yeah, so look at my watch. You'll all sort your heads out soon and you'll all think, you know what, I've just spent, from the age of 16 to the age of 34, I've spent about 200 grand on clothes and most of it's already in the bin. Clever boy, aren't you? Trust me on that. All running around spending 3 ton on trainees here. Watch when you mature. Trust me, the money's going to dry up unless you've got it screwed on. Got yourself a little business up and running while you're a kid. Your money's going to dry up if you haven't invested it. If you've invested it in clothes. Well, so where's my watch? Let's put it on. Let's see how it looks on me. I had a boss watch right through me prison. Before I went in, I had a Bretland sport watch, small face. I had to sell it when I got out of prison. Just to survive, so I didn't commit crime for money. Sold me possessions and everything. Not for drugs, not for this, for food, lecky, shit like this, la. Nice is that. Looks smart, doesn't it? Looks okay. Looks sweet as, doesn't it? It looks boss on me. Got this from a charity shop. £2.50 it cost me. Lacoste watch. It's an hour slow. But that's alright. I know what the time is, an hour ahead. The straps are not the right straps. Someone butchered them to get them on it. But it still looks nice. See the way they butchered the straps? Yeah. So the point I'm making is, that cost me 250. That cunt's got one on his wrist worth 25 grand or something. I'd still look 100 times better if I was stood next to him with a £2.50 watch on my wrist. And I only wear it when I'm going to see me kids or something and we're going out for the day. Otherwise I don't wear it. He's got money, mate, has he? So why doesn't he put it into a business and call that business after his daughter or his child that he's got somewhere? And why doesn't he invest in that business so it's running for his children if he's got money? Anyone can put a watch and pay 15 a month for a kid. And there's loads of people doing just that right now. Your little gangbangers all over the gaff. The ones that think they're not street gangbangers drive round in the financed car with the financed watch, getting clothes out of cricket on the drip for Christmas. Don't think it doesn't happen, lah. Happens all over the gaff. Let's get rid of the nugget. Creature. Oh, You get people ripping the way I'm living. You got people ripping the way I'm living and that. Look at you in supported accommodation. I can survive in this, can you? Just ask yourself in question, mate. Could you survive what I'm going through? Don't think half of yous could. Half of yous got one attempt on your life, you're hitting the fences, going on medication and everything. There's not many people out there that can survive the shit I'm going through, or been through, or got through, or fronting right now. Not many, mate. And I've been on the process by myself. No one to turn to, no one to cuddle into of a night, no one to share what I'm dealing with. You know, I'm doing it the process way. I'm not skipping no levels here, mate. I wish I could. Unfortunately, my process is not letting me. I'm going through all sorts of mad experiences and I'm mastering them along the way. All it does for me is make me more knowledgeable, gives me more wisdom, gives me more strength. That's what this process is doing to me. So yeah, I might be shit sat in the worst accommodation that you've ever seen in your life, but it's all worth it. I'd rather be sitting in this shithole like this instead of sitting in a cell because I've got a 25 grand wrist to watch on me. Look at this, look at the pillar. He weren't on his toes to begin with. The big helicopter extravaganza getting out the country bullshit, that was a bullshit, alright? Just manipulated into this story of events. Here he is, a year, 16 months later. He can't come back to the country because he's going to jail, because he's committed multiple offences. So you've got someone that's gone from free in bed to just go and enjoy his life with his kids and his birds and all this mad shit, to wanting to sniff drugs and be a social media celebrity. Going to jail again. Every 18 months without fail, the soft goes to jail for committing petty offences. He's never committed one serious offence in his whole life. Well, that just makes him better. It just makes him faker. Why? Because when he's screaming all this gangster shit, half of your teenage kids are getting caught up in it. So everything I'm against, he promotes on purpose. So I could do this live here now like last week and I was speaking about kids don't pick guns up, kids don't do violence, kids don't do drugs. And within a couple of days someone will tag me I'm saying, and he'll be saying to the kids, it's all right to deal drugs as long as you don't participate in violence. Do you understand what I'm saying? No, completely contradicting the message I'm delivering in the city of Liverpool. So I'm screaming at all that gang of lads there, and they're all starting to listen to me. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue from nowhere, because you got someone in fake clothes with a fake watch that's on the drip, thinking gangster, he's getting their attention. Why? Because the kids these days, they're more materialistic than what they think. So I can be sat here in my little shit t-shirt that's 3 years old. That's how old this t-shirt is. Come from prison, basically. Longer. Look at the neck on it. Do you understand? Straight away, I've lost the attention of that group of kids. If I'm stood next to a kid that's in all his designer labels with the watch and the pit bull next to him and the cat and the bike and da-da-da-da, and then you've just got me clean dressed, smart, but not on designer, the attention's automatically on this fake because he's dressed to represent a certain way of being. And anyone can dress the way they want, can't they? Doesn't mean that way of being. So at the end of the street, you've got that little sick gun kid on his surround with his piece on him, little madman, dressed in black mask on, you just know he's risky. But then on the other corner, you've got 8 people dressed identically the same as him, but they're just not him. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm caught up in a mess. If it was mixing with me old associates, you'd see me in the best studio in the world right now. You'd see me with a big fat watch on. You'd see me with the best designer clothes on. Why? Because I'd be mixing in the circles of criminality and I'll be getting funded off them. Like the majority of your people on social media now. Loads of them are still connections with their old associates and getting lump sums from at them as a friend thing. Don't imagine it though. Grand here, little £2 there, 10 quid there so you can go and get your studio box, lad. Just because you're not committing crime doesn't mean you're not getting successful off the funding. Because loads of them do and loads of them are. Loads of them have sponsors. Them sponsors are criminals who have just laundered the dough. The businesses that are sponsoring them are criminal franchises laundering dough. Loads of them. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? I could have tapped into all that bullshit. I've had many people coming around me in the last 9 years, and I mean different levels of social media presence, different levels of films, and, you know, from celebrities to rats. I've had them all coming around me, wanting me to tap into their little circle, their little boys club, their little men's society. And I go round them a little bit and feel the sly, manipulative, dirty shit and go, I'm not going back into that. I've been there, I've been amongst these groups where everyone's stabbing each other in the back, robbing each other's dough, banging each other's birds. And nothing's changed. Just because they're on social media doesn't mean the mentality and how they behave internally has changed. Do you get what I'm saying to you? So when I've had these big groups who seem legit on social media, but behind the scenes it's all criminal, I've had them coming in around me, wanting me to jump on board with them and do that, and I'm not getting involved in that shit. Look at the shit I've just gone through to get away from that shite. And now, just because I'm poor, I'm considering going in with this firm. I'd rather stay poor than be surrounded by loads of fake. Trust me on that, mate. And no one can tell me how I feel or the choices I'm making. You haven't got a clue why I make my choices. You haven't got a clue the decisions I make. I'm going through life and I've had pure experience. I've probably had 10 times more experience than the majority of you watching me right now. Do you understand? Don't get what people say. The journey I'm on is my journey. No one's on it with me. No one's suffering with me. No one's going through the hardship. And no one's going to enjoy the success at the end of it. Just me. Do you understand what I'm saying? Choose a life, not a knife. Protect the children, protect the future. That's all I've been doing. If you think I'm wrong for the way I've been doing it, it's because you're doing wrong.